What's up, guys? Your boy, 20K13. Gonna give you guys your wrestling news wrap up for August 13, 2015. John Cena vs. Seth Rollins set to be long-term feud. John Cena vs. Seth Rollins is scheduled to be a long-term feud. Dave Meltzer report in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The program is only just getting started at SummerSlam and it isn't considered just a match to move on from. Based on that information, it seems likely that Cena will be winning the championship at some point in the next few months. It will be difficult to book a long-term feud in which the heel just keep going over. Meltzer noted the new Cena 15-time shirt, which had just been printed, which could be an indication that Cena isn't winning at SummerSlam. However, Meltzer added they change their mind weekly. WWE next few shows after SummerSlam are Night of Champions on September 20 and Hell in a Cell on October 25th. It will be a fun final fight to see Rollins and Cena square off in the Cell. It makes sense to keep Cena in a headliner role for the next few months, given that the autumn season is usually pretty dead for WWE. He is a top star and will hopefully help to retain viewers. It is also a pretty good bet that the Cena-Rollins matches will be good quality, especially if the recent Raw battle were anything to go off. Chyna and Triple H an awkward reunion at Roddy Piper's funeral. Chyna and Triple H were both in attendance at Roddy Piper's funeral. Dave Meltzer report in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. They were in the same room for an hour and never spoke once. This was the first time in years that former couple had been together in the same room. It would have been extra awkward given that Chyna recently accused Triple H of hitting her during their tremendous relationship. He strongly denied those accusations. Piper's funeral took place in Portland, Oregon on August 11th. Other attendees included Bret Hart, Brian Knobb, Michael Hayes, and former UFC star Chael Sonnen. Vince McMahon didn't attend. He tends to be in Orlando on Tuesday for Tough Enough. Another service was held for Piper on the day previous, outside the Portland Sports Arena. That was where Piper had worked for Portland Wrestling. Furthermore, a service in California will take place on August 17th at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles for his Hollywood friends. WWE are also continuing to pay tribute to the legendary star with a special commemorative magazine which is now available from WWE Shop. Piper died on July 31st, peacefully in his sleep after a heart attack. He was 61 and will be remembered as one of the biggest stars of the 80s wrestling boom. The Owen Hart DVD to be released in December of this year. WWE will be releasing the highly anticipated Owen Hart DVD on December 8th of this year, according to WWEDVDnews.com. The DVD will be titled Owen Hart of Gold and is available to pre-order now by clicking to Amazon.com. There will be a documentary portion that will be between 90 and 120 minutes in length, an in-depth look at the life and career of Owen Hart and his everlasting legacy, as told by his brother Bret, his family and colleagues, and his fans, plus matches. It will be a 3-disc set with the first disc being a documentary, while the other 2 discs are all matches. Top WWE superstar rumored to turn heel at WWE SummerSlam. There is currently a rumor going around online that Dean Ambrose will be turning on Roman Reigns in their match at SummerSlam against the Wyatt family, this turning him heel. As seen of late, WWE has really been pushing the fact that Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose are almost like brothers. Reigns has jokingly referred to Ambrose as his psychotic friend. Brian Everett alluded to a new Wyatt family member coming soon and mentioned that some fans might not be too happy with it. We noted earlier on the site that it was originally planned to be a six-man tag team match between Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Sting versus the Wyatt family at SummerSlam. Those plans were changed when Eric Rowan went down with an injury in June. He expected to be out for 4 to 6 months. Dolph Ziggler return delayed. Originally, Dolph Ziggler was scheduled to face Rusev at this month's SummerSlam event. However, that may not be the case anymore. Lana mentioned on Monday's episode of Raw that Ziggler will be back after SummerSlam from his throat injury, which could be an indication that his return had been pushed back due to 642 filming not being completed. Based on advertising, Ziggler was originally scheduled to return to action a week ago, but was poor. Vince McMahon skipped out on Roddy Piper's funeral. As noted earlier, a private funeral for WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper was held on Tuesday, August 11 in Portland. Some of the most notable names that attended included Ric Flair, Triple H, Chyna, Chael Sonnen, Michael Hayes, Brian Knox, and Bret Hart. Vince McMahon was not there. WWE bringing back Diva Search with new format. As noted earlier, WWE is planning on bringing back Diva Search sometime this year. However, instead of it airing on traditional television, it will air exclusively on the WWE Network. In the past, the show was formatted similar to Tough Enough. However, with the issues they're having with the latest season, the feeling is that the upcoming season of Diva Search will have to move in a different direction. Chyna nearly taken down by security at Roddy Piper's funeral. It was reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Chyna and Triple H were both at Roddy Piper's funeral in Portland on Tuesday, but that they didn't interact at all. Former WWE superstar Sean Waltman, who is most well known as X-Pac or Styx, went on Twitter to claim that Chyna was nearly taken down by security. The reason for the issue with Chyna and Triple H is because she claimed that Triple H hit her about 15 years ago when they were dating. She made those claims more than once too, which led to Triple H releasing statements through the media to deny those claims on 2 separate occasions in the past few months. Waltman had also had an issue with Chyna since she claimed that he raped her and did other bad things to her, which he denied. He had every right to speak out about it because Chyna has said a lot of disparaging things about him. He also commented on how she confronted her on the radio a few weeks back. Waltman claimed on Twitter that Chyna crashed their event suggesting she wasn't invited to Piper's funeral, but later clarified his statement after he found out she was invited. During the funeral, Chyna apparently went up to Hunter and said sorry for everything to him. It sounds like Chyna feels bad about all the things she has said and is trying desperately to get in WWE good graces. But WWE wants nothing to do with her. As for Waltman, he's the only one that has talked about what happened at the funeral at this point, although there could be more info about it coming soon. Roman Reigns hinted The Rock will be at WWE SummerSlam. Roman Reigns has hinted that The Rock could be appearing at WWE SummerSlam show on August 23rd. Fox Sports asked him directly if The Rock will be there, and Reigns responded, and I quote, "I want to tell you, but I don't want to give anything away." Obviously, the teasing comment shouldn't be taken too seriously. WWE do have The Rock in mind for the main match at WrestleMania 32 next year. So it is certainly a possibility they bring him in at SummerSlam to start the build. But right now it seems likely that Reigns was just playing with the interviewer. The other thing that was interesting about the interview was Fox Sports after when he found out he wasn't going to become WWE champion. At WrestleMania 31, I found out the night before after the Hall of Fame, he responded. He then revealed that he didn't want to get caught up in all the BS, all the politics, all this and that, what everybody's saying. With that in mind, he went out there and still made the most of his night at Mania. He ended up having an excellent performance against Brock Lesnar. It is interesting that he uses the term BS in politics, which suggests that there was some anger over the way things went down. The plan all along had been to make him champion, but WWE changed their mind based upon negative crowd reaction. WWE NXT TakeOver Brooklyn set for 2 hours. Full lineup. The WWE NXT TakeOver event in Brooklyn on August 22nd is a sellout and will be the largest crowd for an NXT event with over 12,000 fans in attendance at Barclays Center. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the plan is to hold the event from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, April 22nd. After the show is over, they will tape a 1-hour special that will air the following week on NXT. Following this week's episode of NXT, the full lineup was announced for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn is ladder match for the NXT title, Finn Balor vs. Kevin Owens. NXT Tag Team title match, Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy with Alexa Bliss versus the Vaudevillains. NXT Women's title match, Sasha Banks vs. Bayley. Samoa Joe vs. Baron Corbin. Houston Thunder Liger vs. Tyler Breeze. Apollo Crews, formerly known as Uhaa Nation, will make his television debut. It was noted in the Observer that the show is airing live on television in Japan and is being built around Liger appearing in WWE. It is also advertised in Japan that there will be an appearance of Hideo Itami. It's possible that Sami Zayn could show up as well, although he's still a few months away from returning from shoulder surgery. Itami is out after shoulder surgery as well, but could be back in action by October. WWE will also be taping NXT episode tonight at Full Sail University in Orlando, with 1 episode airing next week and then 3 episodes taking place after TakeOver. The result of tonight's taping will be posted here on What Culture tomorrow. Kevin Dunn Orton clarification. Dave Meltzer noted on the most recent edition of Wrestling Observer Radio that Kevin Dunn did not hand down the line to Randy Orton on Raw this week, making fun of Kevin Owens' weight. The initial report of Dunn and/or Vince McMahon instructing Orton to take the shot at Orton was irrelevantly linked to the Wrestling Observer. Chyna said Vince McMahon did not want her to do Playboy, said there were plans in WWE for her to become World Champion. Former WWE star Chyna joined Chris Duke, Groove, and Chad Phoenix on the Bell to Bell podcast this week. When asked if there were ever any plans on a female world champion, she replied, and I quote, "Yes, there certainly was. It was actually in the pipeline and ready to happen. But when Playboy came along and wanted me to pose for them, I had to make a choice. Vince told me that if I did Playboy, I could never be world champion. I'm a woman. I like to feel pretty and liberated and be able to kick some ass too. So I chose Playboy and was never world champion." MMA coach doubts CM Punk can win first fight. MMAweekly.com had posted a new interview for former Corsair coach Neil Millicent, who now works with the Black Zillion MMA camp in Florida. On CM Punk's debut UFC fight, Millicent had the following to say, and I quote, I'm wishing the guy best of luck. But there are some animals in the UFC right now, and at 185 pounds, 170 pounds, I don't care. You don't want to have your first fight in there. I admire the guy going forward, and hopefully he pull it off. And I love to see him win, but that's asking a lot. And finally, backstage news. The latest on Kurt Angle's health and recent neck tumor surgery. According to sources, Kurt Angle's surgery to remove the tumor in his neck went well. At this time, he is home recovering, but the recovery has gone slower than they had hoped. The hope is that he will be back in action when TNA tapes next, which is scheduled to be early October, following the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.